Hello and welcome to the history of cinemas, the Wakefield area for 1920 to 1939. 1920. The Collins Cinema in Batley opened on September 13th. The Regent Picture House in Batley opened on October 27th. The Coliseum Cinema in Wakefield opened in November. The Picture House in Wakefield on Aberford Road opens. 1921. The Street House Picture House in Pontefract opens. The Empire Cinema in Wakefield opens. 1922. The Pavilion Cinema in Stanley opened on April 9th. On January 2nd, the Batley Hippodrome Theatre is renamed Empire Super Cinema. The Elite Picture Palace in Stanley closes. 1923. The Castleford Picture House closes. 1924. On February 4th, the Majestic Cinema in Castleford opens. 1926. The Crescent Cinema in Pontefract opens on November 2nd. 1927. The Albion Picture Palace opened on January 31st in Castleford. The Albion Cinema in Castleford closed. 1928. In March, the Empire Cinema in Wakefield is sold to Normanton. 1929. On April 18th, the Picture Palace in Batley opens and renamed Plaza Cinema in November. The Grand Cinema in Castleford opens. The Regent Cinema in Muirfield becomes the Glen Cinema. The Electric Theatre in Ackworth closes. 1930. The Horbury Cinema opens. The Savoy Cinema in Middlestown opens. The Majestic Cinema in Castleford becomes the Astoria Cinema. These cinemas closed in 1930. 1931. On July 6th, the Tudor Cinema in Dewsbury opens. The Majestic Cinema in Normanton opens in the fall. The Playhouse in Dewsbury opens on October 26th. As the first cinema in the Star Cinemas chain, the Astoria Cinema in Castleford becomes the new Star Cinema. 1932. The Albion Picture Palace in Castleford becomes part of ABC. 1933. Here are the changes for 1933. 1934. The Regal Super Morris in Dewsbury is taken over by Union Cinemas from Lou Morris. 1935. The new Victoria Cinema in Stanley opens on March 14th. On December 9th, the ABC Regal Cinema in Wakefield opens. The Playhouse Theatre in Dewsbury is taken over by ABC. 1936. The Majestic Cinema in Normanton is taken over by Star Cinemas. 1937. In October, the Union Regal Super Cinema in Dewsbury becomes part of ABC. 1939. The Vale Cinema in Muirfield opens on October 23rd. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.